Hi everyone. It's been a busy week in Washington, and here are some things we've been up to. Before I flew to DC, I joined the New Hampshire chapter of the Military Officers Association of America for their Granite State Warriors Award ceremony up in Plymouth. It was my honor to extend my congratulations to this year's award winners, which included VA employees Kent Eberhardt and Keith Lacasse, as well as the folks at Service Credit Union. The award winners go the extra mile for veterans and military families in New Hampshire, and we thank them for all that they do. On Monday, I led the New Hampshire delegation in a letter pressing for the urgent risk assessment that needs to be done for Portsmouth's Memorial Bridge. Following the tragedy when a container ship struck the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, the National Transportation Safety Board identified 68 bridges across 19 states that lack up-to-date risk assessments. That includes the Memorial Bridge. This isn't cause for alarm, and it doesn't mean that the bridge is unsafe. It just means that the Federal Highway Administration needs to work quickly with the New Hampshire Department of Transportation to complete a risk assessment that will ensure the safety of residents and visitors alike. On Tuesday, I joined the American Association of Nurse Anesthetists for their rally in front of the Capitol. I spoke with the New Hampshire nurses that were there, as well as nursing students. And nurses in New Hampshire and across the country continue to serve our communities and provide patients with the highest level of compassionate care in spite of some chronic staffing shortages. I was honored to receive their Health Leadership Award for work that I've done on behalf of nurses, including legislation to allow nurses to provide care in settings consistent with their training, and also expanded tuition assistance for aspiring nurses. That same day, I joined colleagues of mine in the House and Senate to reintroduce the Equality Act in the 119th Congress, which would guarantee LGBTQ+ Granite Staters equal protection against discrimination in housing, employment, and public services. In New Hampshire, we take our freedoms incredibly seriously. We were the first state in the nation to see marriage equality passed legislatively and signed into law by a governor. State legislators added protections for transgender individuals to our state non-discrimination laws in 2018. So I know Granite Staters don't want the government telling people how to live their lives. They fundamentally want everyone to be equal before the law and have the same rights and responsibilities. Passing the Equality Act is consistent with the basic promise of America, and it's never been more urgent, so we can confront politically motivated attacks on the LGBTQ+ community and send a powerful message about the kind of country we are and the kind of future we can secure together. We can't back down from this fight. On Thursday, the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee held a markup on the committee's portion of the Republican budget proposal. This week and next, Republicans are tasking each committee in the House to come up with cuts that will be assembled into the final version of that reconciliation bill you've been hearing so much about. Despite the outcry from communities across the country, Republicans are moving forward with this budget proposal, and they are continuing to push efforts to slash Medicaid, cut SNAP benefits, and so much more, all so they can give huge tax breaks to big corporations and billionaires like Elon Musk. A lot of the really devastating cuts are being made by the Energy and Commerce Committee and the Agriculture Committee. In transportation, we usually focus on roads and bridges, water infrastructure, and aviation safety, to name a few things. So in this markup, I offered 3 amendments that would, 1, continue efforts to address PFAS contamination in our wastewater, 2, unfreeze electric vehicle charging infrastructure that's been promised to New Hampshire in the bipartisan infrastructure law, and that was taken away by the Trump administration, and 3, better support people with disabilities when traveling by air. Unfortunately, my Republican colleagues killed all 3 of these amendments. But while they refuse to stand up for our communities, I'll continue working to find ways to make progress on PFAS, on renewable energy, and so many other areas in this committee. There are many more steps before this budget bill gets a full vote in the House, so I'll do everything I can to stand up for what's right in this process. So there's more to come in the following weeks, and I hope you'll stay tuned. Look forward to seeing you out there.